Hi everyone, welcome to Advice to Think Twice. This is Monica and I'm doing our week ahead readings. Thank you for joining me. This is going to be for the water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, whether that's your sun, your moon, your rising, or your Venus. Alright, yeah, King of Cups, there you go. Two wands, decisions. About commitments with the Hierophant, there's a lot of conflict. Inner conflict. So I guess we've started. I'm using the Ciro Marchetti Tarot deck. I'm going to use all his decks this week. All that I have, really. I think I have 4 of his decks. And please be sure to watch your sun, your moon, your rising, and your Venus. Keep an open mind. Take what resonates, disregard the rest. I am running Valentine's specials if you're interested in that. It's in the description box below, as well as the link to my regular readings that I offer. I'm all caught up on reading, so now would be a good time to order one if you wanted to. And I'm planning to do like a Valentine's reading, like who's your Valentine type thing. I'll try to do that today. If not, it'll be definitely tomorrow, so stay tuned for that as well. All right. Please make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe if you haven't, and thank you if you have. The world, travel, completion, come back around. Alright, what's going on for Cancer? Let me do the timestamps as we go. What's going on for Cancer in the week ahead? What's going on for Cancer in the week ahead? Oh, I forgot my oracle deck. There we go. The Alice in Wonderland Oracle to bring us oracle messages. Knight of Wands, change. Is impetus a word? I think that's what I heard. The like desire to take action with something is coming up. Let's see. Cancer in the week ahead. The situation is the Tower. The challenge is the Strength card. Well, yeah. And the outcome is the 8 of Swords. Cancer, you're finding yourself on something. Because here is that impetus. And you've been feeling the pressure to say something or to do something for quite some time. And the challenge is you've been fighting that urge for quite some time. And in the outcome with the 8 of Swords, this is like a mental prison, right? This is where we continue to ignore the issue. We continue to pretend we don't know, right? I'm pretending I don't know, that I have all this pressure building up inside of me to speak up, to communicate with my voice going, yeah, look, 2 of Swords. You don't want to say it. There's something you want to say or you want to do, but you are closing your eyes, pretending it's not there, pretending it'll go away. Unfortunately, Cancer, I have a message here for you. It's not going to go away until you do something about it, okay? With these 2 being major arcana cards especially. Alright? Let's get more clarification here. Clarify for Cancer the energies of the week ahead. The Tower, yeah, the Hierophant, more majors. With the Strength card, the Empress, another major. And in the outcome, Page of Coins with that 8 of Swords. So are you finally, yeah, you're finally going to speak up, or you're getting yourself ready with the Ace of Swords here as well. Under the 8 of Swords, the 2 of Swords, we have the 2 of Cups. There's a partnership here. There's a commitment. If this is something new, so I'm reading the energy, guys, okay? And I'm giving you some examples that I'm seeing, but that's not necessarily all it can be. So you take it however this energy is playing out in your life. That's how you should interpret those messages for yourself. But there is either a new person that comes into your life completely out of the blue, and you're closed off to love because you're afraid, but you're very intensely drawn to this person, and you've been fighting it every step of the way. But it looks like you're at least kind of planning your discourse with that Page of Coins and the Ace of Swords. It's like I'm thinking about what I want to say, I'm getting it together, and then you might send a message or offer help or support with something with that Page of Coins, right? It's an act of service, it's a gesture of support. But it could also be, if you're not speaking up, this is where you're doing research on this person. I feel like you're trying to figure out if they would be open to what you have to say. Because especially, like if it's a new person, obviously you don't want to get rejected or misread signs or whatever. But I'm also seeing a reconciliation here that has been on your mind for a very long time. You're very, very drawn to this person. This person, you view this person, male or female, as the one for you with the Empress, you know, like the best thing that ever happened to you. But for whatever reason, you can come together in the past. I feel like there was just too much instability with that Tower there. I don't know if that's due to flaring tempers, butting heads, stubbornness, or someone's control tendencies, or someone's insecurities, okay? But it seems like you couldn't really build anything with the person, or them with you. Take it as it resonates. And there has been a breakup. The Tower has fallen. 7 of Coins. It's been quite some time, but you have not been able to release this person. You had more than just a loving connection. If this is about a reconciliation, you had a true friendship, you had a true bond, and I feel like you have not been able to find that anywhere else, okay? So whether you're in a current situation with someone else, because we do have 2 twos here, or you're on your own, you have not been able to release this person. You've been trying very hard, but this urge to talk to them, this urge to reach out, this urge to reconnect, just doesn't seem to want to go away, okay? And that's your challenge. That's your challenge. You're holding yourself back from true love. You're holding yourself back from true abundance. You're holding yourself back from fill in the blank, because there is a fear of rejection or a fear of retribution, I hear. So if it's a situation where you feel like you messed up in some way, I feel like you feel that opening up the lines of communication would lead to some very cutting conversations of this other person. You're afraid they're going to want to rehash everything, or you're afraid they're going to punish you somehow for what happened in the past. I'm not seeing that, okay? I'm not seeing any nasty, negative, revenge type energy here. So Cancer, and I feel like I've told you this before. I feel like we've had this kind of reading before, where I was telling you that if you want to see any sort of movement or any sort of change in this situation, you're going to have to be the one to take action. And it looks like for those of you that this applies, you have not been taking action. You have been ignoring or fighting this impulse. And that pressure is building up and building up and building up to the point where now it might be keeping you up at night. It might be causing conflict within your other interactions with friends, with family. It might be giving you some sort of irritability or like anger issues, because you're just like that. You know what I mean? Because that pressure needs to be released, and the only way to release the pressure is to do what you've been fighting against yourself to do. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense? So that's one scenario that I'm seeing very, very clearly. For those of you, this is a situation to do with your waiting on an offer. Anything to do with education, schooling, government institutions, corporations, large companies, family-owned businesses, to do with someone making you an offer of a partnership, of a job, of a whatever this is, okay? There have been delays. You're very annoyed about it, but you're kind of not moving on from this and not releasing this because it's a really good opportunity for you. It looks like it is coming in. It looks like the offer is finally coming through, okay? And then alternatively, if you are currently experiencing conflict and turmoil within either a family dynamic or long-term employment, long-term professional type of partnership, but you have been trying to figure it out and not release this, Either because you were waiting on some other offer for you to then be able to leave this and move towards the other. If that's the case, that offer is coming through. Or you've just been telling yourself, you know, it'll pass, it will pass, it'll go away, it will be back to normal. But the message is, whatever this conflict is or this instability is, it's not going to go away. Things are not going to go back to normal. So you need to figure out what you want to do here, because the longer you stay there, the more stuck and stressed out you are. Okay? So let's see some Oracle energy and advice for Cancer for the week ahead. Oracle energy and advice for Cancer in the week ahead. And for those of you that this is brand new, a brand new person comes into your life. I'm seeing Taurus, I'm seeing Leo, I'm seeing Libra, Mars energy, so it could be Aries as well. You have been closed off to love. And this is telling you, you know, this is a good opportunity. Might be worth entertaining. So we have, do not drink poison. Do not do things you know are bad for you. This is literally what you've been doing. There's a number 8 there, going around in circles. 8 is the number of the Strength card. You have been keeping yourself in a stressful spot in your head, in your life, because you've been holding yourself back from doing something you really want to do, or doing something that you kind of have to do. Do you know what I mean? Find the lesson. Yeah, discover the purpose in a situation. Trust that you are learning. Number 29. I feel like whatever this is that you're very intensely drawn to, there's definitely a soul tie there, because there's a lot of lessons, and you've learned some of the lessons, and there's more lessons to be learned, which is why you're still drawn to that person or to that situation. But this is also asking you to look at, why are you doing the things you are doing? What are you getting out of it? What are you afraid of? Okay, try to figure out why you're behaving the way you're behaving. Why is it so difficult, you know what I mean, to just speak up? Why is it so difficult to say what you have to say and then see what happens? Where does that fear of rejection come from? Where does that fear of retribution come from? You know what I mean? Again, a very intense read here. Belong to your own dream. Create your own life. I also feel like with the 32 there being a number 5 energy, in order for you to pursue what you really want to pursue, whether it's career or even a person or whatever this is for you, okay, that you've been holding yourself back from, whatever this is, I feel like in order to pursue it, you would have to completely sever ties with traditional values, with family, with how you were brought up, with community views, okay? You'd have to completely walk your own path. And maybe you're in a situation where your family or your community is kind of controlling, okay? A little bit closed-minded maybe, or they have antiquated views and perspectives, and it's almost like you're afraid to stand out, or by you pursuing what you really want to pursue, they would view this as you going against them, right? But, I mean, is that enough for you to not live the life you want to live? You know, and if that's how they view things, does that really say anything about you, or does it say more about them? And again, it's finding the lesson in that, right? Why are you trying to please people who don't even know you or are not capable of supporting you when you finally figure out what makes you happy, you know? So, Cancer, I'll leave that with you. Bear with one second. Sorry, I had to check on what the boys were doing. But yeah, I mean, Cancer, we've had this conversation before, haven't we? Who are you living your life for? Who are you living your life for? Because you know what you want, okay? You know what you want. Whether it's a person, a thing, an idea, a business, a career path, you know what you want. But family, community, what people are going to say, what people are going to think, is what is making you fight against what you want for yourself. You know what I mean? But again, if this is the kind of, I mean, it's your decision, it's your choice. And you have been making the choice to stay put, to stay where you are, to not go against the grain, to not go against the traditional and the expected of you and all that kind of stuff. And it's just been creating a lot of tension, pressure, stress, anxiety, anger, sleepless nights. You're always on edge. To fit in a group or a dynamic that doesn't deserve you, quite frankly, or you just don't fit in there. They're not your people. And I understand that sometimes that's your family, and when you hear they're not your people, you're like, well, how does that make sense? They're my family. But sometimes they're not your people. You know what I mean? We're not the same people. And even if someone is family, that doesn't mean that innately you're the same and you have to be the same. Do you know what I mean? We have to learn how to treat each other and respect each other as individuals within a group, within a dynamic. And if this is a situation where you're so afraid to stand out, or you're so afraid to go against what they think you should do you really want to do that to yourself? And how long do you think you can do that to yourself for? Because it's literally, you're drinking poison. And that's going to keep filling up until you either completely lose yourself, completely lose your identity, completely just live to please these people, which would be sad. Or you're going to start seeing health issues because you're literally fighting yourself. All right? And I wouldn't want to see you get there, which is why we keep doing these readings and the message keeps coming up. It's a lesson, okay? So I will leave that with you. Let me know if it makes sense to you, and let me know if it helps you if you are dealing with these types of situations, okay? But Cancer, there comes a time when, you know what, you just have to do what makes you happy, because your life is yours to live. And the people who will understand that, love you unconditionally, will support you unconditionally, especially when you're trying to pursue yourself being happy, right? And the people who can't support you finding your own happiness, well, maybe they're not the kind of people you want in your life. They don't deserve you. So I'll leave that with you. Alright, moving on to Scorpio. Hey Scorpio, thanks for joining us. As always, if you're skipping ahead, make sure that you are also watching the intro. What's going on for Scorpio in the week ahead? Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs in the week ahead. Alright, so in the situation, we have the King of Wands. As the challenge, we have the Five of Coins. And in the outcome, we have the Two of Swords. This could be a situation going on at work, or it's a case of some of you are looking at starting your own business, and there's some financial concerns, insecurities. And the Queen of Wands, the bottom of the deck. For others, so this could be a business partnership. For those of you who are trying to be an entrepreneur, or you're considering either starting a business or leaving a job and then fully focusing on your business. The challenge is the Five of Coins. You're not sure how it's going to go, and obviously you're afraid of financial instability, because when you go self-employed, if you don't work, you don't get paid. It's different kind of constraints, it's different kind of responsibilities, and you can't rely on a specific amount of money to come into your bank account every month, etc. So for some of you, that's what you're looking at. And there's some very, very strong fears there, because in the outcome of the Two of Swords, whatever this is, it looks like you're going to postpone it. You're not going to take action this week because you feel like it's not safe to do so at this time. And by all means, you should trust your instincts, and definitely trust the numbers if you're doing budgets and stuff, right? Because while it's important to believe in yourself and be optimistic, we also have to be practical, right? For those of you, this is going on within a relationship. So I'm seeing fire signs here, so Aries, Leo, Sag energy. The challenge with the Five of Coins, either someone has closed off emotionally, or there has been a breakup or a separation, and you are waiting for them to come back, or you're waiting for them to do something, say something, and in the outcome, no communication coming in, and obviously it leaves you feeling stuck and left out and left behind. Or for others of you, this is someone trying to come back. They're knocking on your window, literally knocking on your door, trying to come back, trying to get back into your good graces, but you're blocking them, you're rejecting them, you're done, basically. Okay, so let's get more clarity here. Or if it's a situation to do at work, I don't know if you're dealing with a bit of a bully type boss, or I don't know if it's just too much. With King of Wands and Queen of Wands, it's just too much. And you want to leave, or you want to make a change, but you're afraid of, well, I don't want to leave until I have something else to go to, or I don't want to leave because it's a big change and I don't want to have any sort of money concerns, or I just bought this and then the other, I can't afford to leave right now, and it looks like you're just going to stay put for the time being. Alright, let's get more clarity here for Scorpio. King of Wands, King of Swords. Definitely clashing egos here, butting heads. With the Five of Coins as the challenge. Six of Coins, yeah. Afraid to make a change because you don't want to upset a balance that you have going on financially. So it's almost like it's a stressful situation, or it's unfair, or it's too much, but I don't want to change it because there's too much in the balance financially for me. The Two of Swords as the outcome. We have the Hierophant, and I'll clarify one more. The Three of Swords. Either you're waiting for other job opportunities that you've applied for and they're not coming through. They're not making you a job offer where you're getting a message of rejection. And obviously that kind of breaks your heart, and you feel like you're stuck there with the Two of Swords. You're stuck in this corporation, large company, or with this kind of a very controlling boss. Under the Queen of Wands, we have the Page of Wands. And the Queen of Coins. A lot of people in your cards, Scorpio. So you're dealing with a lot of people. There's butting heads, there's clashing egos. I also feel like someone is manipulative. You kind of have to be careful of your words. If this is a competition where you're going for a job, a change in your job, a job in a different department within the same corporation, I feel like there's a lot of manipulation, nepotism, people kissing up the bosses, you know what, to get ahead, and it's working, right? And it's very frustrating because it's not about what you deserve, it's not about what's fair, it's about sucking up, it's about manipulation and playing games, or throwing other people under the bus. It's a kind of a very toxic environment, Scorpio. So I can understand why you're feeling stuck, and at the same time like your hands are tied, because you can't afford to make a change because of financial commitments, or because you're not hearing back from other opportunities that you've gone for. For others of you, this is a situation where, like I say, someone's trying to come back and make amends, get a commitment back on track. Whatever they did, they hurt you. And with too many people in your cards, there may have been too many people involved in the relationship, whether it's family or a different person in particular, or friends, you know, putting things in their heads. Because with the Page of Wands there's a very manipulative person here. It could be someone's sister, someone's mother, someone's close friend. They're very, very manipulative, and they got inside your person's head. Okay? Someone who's very materialistic, someone who's very controlling, someone who likes to be involved in everyone's business, right? Leo energy. And there have been some very tense conversations with the King of Wands and the King of Swords as a situation. This is butting heads, right? This is each party having a very strong position, and refusing to back down and refusing to compromise, which is the Two of Swords, right? So it's like you need to make a choice. It's either me or them. So there might be that conversation that was had. It led to a breakup, and now this person's trying to come back, make amends, tell you that they choose you. However, whatever, them not choosing you to begin with was very hurtful betrayal, And so you're at a point where you're like, no, I've had enough. You've shown me your true colors. If you didn't figure it out by now, I'm out. Or this is something that hasn't happened yet, but you can see that that's where things are going. Just be prepared. This person is very stressed, okay? The person you're dealing with, they have a lot of pressure. They feel like they're in the middle. They feel like they can't make a choice. They feel like they owe these people. I do feel like it's family for some, and they feel like, well, they've raised me, they've given me money. But again, it's stuff that they've told this person, your person, you owe us this, you owe us that. They always make them feel guilty. They always make them feel like they owe them something. So it goes deeper than just choose me or you, right? There's some deeper issues there. And I feel like you have been patient and understanding, and it's just reached a point where it's like, that's it. It's too much. I can't do this anymore. It has to be me or them. And your person's struggling with that decision. And I feel like you're giving them an ultimatum, and then you're done. You're out. We're just looking a week ahead, so the Empress under there could be someone's mother. And the Page of Cups. But I do see, when they do come back, I do see things picking back up again, because there's a lot of love between the two of you. And also there's a lesson here for them where their eyes are being opened to some very toxic people in their lives. Some very toxic patterns and manipulation. And it's almost like then they see you as their saving grace. You're my way out of this. So a bit of everything in here, Scorpio. What's the Oracle energy and advice for Scorpio? What's the Oracle energy and advice for Scorpio for the week ahead? Bottom of the deck, such a curious dream, 45, grounding, returning to reality, coming home. Like I said, there's someone just waking up. It's like coming out of a dream, like a dream in terms of illusion. Someone's waking up, 45, number 9. An illusion is over. An illusion is over. And whether this is you, right, that you've been manipulated, you've been under this illusion that you owe someone something that you just don't, right? It's just not true. It could be a boss even, you know, and you feel like you can't go anywhere else, or you can't change your job, or you can't even start looking because you owe them so much, you know what I mean? And this is where you're coming out of that through some form of someone pushing you, or you're pushing someone to the limit. There's an ultimatum, and then that's it. There's no more understanding. There's no more backing down. There's no more compromise. It's like, no, that's it. It's this or it's this. And that's kind of what snaps someone out of this illusion. Nonsense, absolutely. It's time to talk sense, number 28. So adds up to a 10. Yeah, it's seeing through someone's nonsense. Someone has been whispering in your person's ear, or your ear, for a long time, like since you were a kid for some of you. And it's just, you're coming to the conclusion, you're waking up, you're coming out of that illusion, and you're realizing it's just nonsense. It makes no sense. What they're saying makes no sense. But you took it to be truth for so long. You never questioned it. And now because of this ultimatum, you have to question it. You have to look at it. And you realize it's just nonsense. A moment's regret, nostalgia, idealizing the past, absolutely. Fearing you've made a mistake, number 16. So it's a 7 energy. It's the energy of truth, of knowledge, of wisdom. But also boundaries. Someone is feeling very, once they come out of this illusion, once they finally see the pattern, once they finally see the nonsense, they are going to experience this moment of regret, because then it becomes, I'm so afraid I've pushed this other person so far to the limit, past the limit, with me not seeing what was going on. They've been trying to tell me. I'm so afraid I've lost them forever. And so they're going to come back and kind of give you everything they've got. Their heart, their spirit, their whatever you want, they'll give it you, because they genuinely, it's like they've genuinely just come back to reality, where it's not even that, because it's like I say, whoever this was has been in their ear all their lives. So it's like coming out of a dream. They were never really in reality. They were always under this person's illusion. So, good news, there is that realization. Someone finally waking up, whether it's you or your person or someone close to you care about, right? Through this ultimatum. So, bad news, you had to get to the point where you've had enough, and you genuinely feel like you've had enough. And you're giving this person this ultimatum. And at this point, you don't care what they choose, okay? Good news is it leads to this breakthrough. It leads to this eye-opening moment. And then not only that, but they choose you, being completely awake. You know what I mean? Being completely aware of who they are, what they're doing, what they want, and they choose you. All right? And that will be a choice that sticks. That will be a choice that lasts. You can finally look at building a future with this person because they are now fully choosing you and turning their back on these toxic people, patterns, manipulation, whatever that is. All right? So, starts off very intense, to say the least, but it's necessary. That's my point. It's necessary. It is what is necessary to finally break through this illusion. All right? And if it's going on at work and you've been telling yourself some things, you're coming out of your own spell, under your own spell, right? Because you've been telling yourself, no, this is okay. It's not that bad. I can do this. I can handle it. You know, oh, they're just making jokes. They don't mean that. They don't mean what they say. Or, do you know what I mean? You've been telling yourself some things that something happens where it's like you can't continue to tell yourself those things. You have to now look at things realistically, and you're realizing, why have I been telling myself that? This person doesn't deserve me. Actually, I do want to change my job. Actually, I deserve better. You know, it could be a situation where you find out someone on your level gets paid way more than you do, right? Something along those lines, because it comes down to worth and value. And you're like, I'm done. Coming out of that dream of, you know, this is a good place for me. My boss likes me. They value me. And then it's like, what the hell? And you are turning your back on this person, this company, this team. You're done. You're starting to look for other options and other opportunities for yourself. Maybe those financial concerns is what you have been telling yourself. Oh, I've got too much in the balance. I can make this change. And you're coming to the conclusion that, you know what, yes, I can, and yes, I should, because this is ridiculous. I'm being taken for a fool. So whatever commitments I've got, I'll make it work. I just need to get out of here. You know what I mean? And you will. And you will. And what you're headed towards will be something that does deserve you and does value you. Okay? So let me know what you're dealing with, and I hope the reading helps you. Moving on to Pisces. Hey Pisces, thank you for joining us. And as always, if you are skipping ahead, please make sure to also watch, if I can hold these cards, the intro to the video, because there's information for you there. Sorry if that's loud when I shuffle the cards. What's going on for Pisces in the week ahead? Pisces in the week ahead. Here we go. Situation, the Magician, the Challenge, the Nine of Pentacles, outcome, the Five of Pentacles. What in the world? We're going to clarify. Seven of Swords at the bottom of the deck. How many times have we seen the Seven of Swords for you Pisces in the past weeks? And the Magician. And I feel like for a lot of you, this is your energy. You've been planning. You've been strategizing. You've been kind of one foot in and one foot out, you know, going into something but keeping your eye on something else, okay, with that Seven of Swords as well. The Challenge, the Nine of Coins. Either you have not, it's a case where if it's a challenge with the Nine of Coins, you haven't been treating yourself properly, or you haven't been treating yourself the way you deserve to be treated, or you don't view your own worth. It could also be a sense of being ungrateful a little bit. I have to be honest, Pisces. Because it's almost like I want more. I have something. It's okay. I want more, which is why I'm keeping my eye on something else. And in the outcome, we have the Five of Coins. That can lead to a downfall. That can lead to a shake-up, especially to do with money. But we'll see if it's a genuine downfall or if it's a fear. With the Five of Coins, it most of the time, is just the fear of loss. So let's see. Let's get more information here for Pisces for the week ahead. You've been manifesting something that has to do with your self-worth, your independence, financial independence, security, a business maybe. And then the outcome is the Five of Coins. It's either you chicken out of something or you change your mind and you back down from something, or it's like a scare. It's a fear of losing something, but it becomes you become aware of the fact that you could lose what you already have as well. Because if you're one foot in and one foot out, you're not giving it your best. You're not making the best impression you could. Does that make sense? And for others of you, this is a situation where you've been solely focused on yourself, building yourself, bettering yourself, healing yourself. And there might be someone on the outs that you're keeping on the outs. Let's see, for Pisces for the week ahead. With the Magician, we have the Two of Cups. You're manifesting a partnership, whether it's romantic or business. With the Nine of Coins as the challenge, we have Temperance. Yeah, see, one foot in, one foot out. Standing still. Do you know that dance? One step forward, one step back, and then actually you're just standing still, but it only looks like you're trying to take a step forward and then taking a step back, and then it looks like it's like you want to give the image of, I'm in this, I'm going through the motions, I'm doing it, while at the same time trying not to get too far with it in case you have to leave. Does that make sense? It makes sense to me. Okay. Five of Coins in the outcome. And the Ace of Swords, communication, contract, the Emperor. Seven of Swords, Page of Wands, Queen of Wands. You've been doing the one step forward, one step back dance, literally standing still, but giving off the illusion of, I'm doing it. While you wait for some communication with that Page of Wands, while you're waiting for an offer to be made, I feel like this is mostly in work. Hopefully it's not like in a love life dynamic. Hopefully you're not playing with someone's emotions or giving them false hope. It's like you're already in a partnership. You already have something. But you're manifesting. You're continuing to manifest more. A new beginning. Something different. Something more, something better. It's one scenario. And the challenge is, like I say, keeping that balance while you wait for that ultimate. And with the Five of Coins, it could even be where you walk away from something in the context of the Five of Coins with the Ace of Swords and the Emperor, because there's that offer, there's that contract, there's that opportunity presented to you, the paperwork comes through. And with the Emperor, it is like higher level. And with the Five of Coins, it's a change in your finances, because you have to go from one to the other. It's temporary. There might even be some loss, because maybe you have to pay them back for, I don't know, if you took time off or whatever. But there is this other opportunity coming in. For others of you, I feel like there's love coming in. We have water sign, we have fire sign. Whoever it is, they've got their stuff together. They're grown up regardless of their age. You've been manifesting love. And I feel like here it is. There's an offer on the table. There's communication, someone talking to you about going out on a date, getting to know each other better, putting it all on the table, reconciling. Challenge is, you've kind of, for some of you, the challenge is that you've been single for a while. And while you have been telling yourself that you want love, the truth is you're comfortable single. You're comfortable single. The challenge is you've been single for too long. And you're comfortable. There's nothing wrong with that, but it gets kind of tricky in the context of considering a new relationship. Because when, you're on your own, you do things the way you want, when you want, and then partnerships they're beautiful and they can be amazing, but they're not always easy because you do have to always come together with someone else. And most of the time it's not an issue, but sometimes there is butting of heads. Sometimes there is impasse. Sometimes there is, they drive you up the wall, whatever the case may be. So it's almost like you want something, you want a relationship. Here it is, and you're looking at it like, well, can I think about it? Can I think about it? Because whoever this is coming in, they mean business, okay? They mean what they say. They're not going to play games. They're not here to waste your time or theirs. So I feel like you're going to have to really think things through. 4 of coins under that. And if it's a case of someone coming back from the past, you're going to have to figure out if you can trust them. And if not, you have your answer and you keep it moving. Right? And if you do figure out that there is something there, then it's a case of, I feel like you're thinking, do I want to take a chance on this again or not? Because I've just got to a point where I'm stable within myself. I've just got to a point where I'm happy, I'm confident again. Do I really... There's a lot of fear and there's a lot of insecurity attached to someone from the past. And you're like, do I really want to put myself through that again? And I feel like there's going to be some very honest, if not, somewhat blunt conversations here. Let's get more with the Oracle. And another scenario that I'm seeing is if something was discussed and you've been waiting for that opportunity to come through for the interview, or for that opportunity to come through for that meeting, that sit down or whatever, you might hear with 5 of coins and 7 of swords that it's either going to be delayed further, at which point you'll start to consider, well, maybe I should just forget about that then and focus where I am, because I do feel like you're in a good situation, or you find out that it's just going to go away altogether. An exec is coming in and they have cut either the role, they have changed their mind, but either way I feel like you're in a good situation already. So it's just shifting focus and being grateful for what you have and giving that your full attention. So let's see, Oracle energy and advice for Pisces for the week ahead. At the bottom of the deck, we have law is not justice, rules that are not fair. Yeah, number 30. There's a change. Something that was apparently set, established, agreed upon, at least in principle. It's what should have happened. There's a change there. You're changing your mind, they're changing their mind. It'll take longer than what was discussed. It'll take longer than what was agreed. Something is unfair. For others of you, be careful. I feel like this is where you might be overly critical of someone trying to come back, because we have the Nine of Coins, Virgo energy, and it's a challenge, in which case it can be, you know, someone being a little too proud, very controlling, a little nitpicky. And with Temperance, again, as a challenge, this is like you have to maintain your composure, but it's about being balanced, being fair. You know what I mean? So be mindful of that. All must have prizes, number 13. Trying to please everyone. It's always tea time, 26. Eternity, endless moments, repetition. You might be dealing with someone trying to come back and they have a touch of codependency or a tendency to people please. I'm seeing Cancer here. Sagittarius might still be there, and they just have both them signs in their chart. And I feel like this is someone trying to come back around, being vulnerable, being open, putting it all on the table, which is not easy to do. So be mindful, because this is like the Emperor in this deck. He's like almost turned to stone. And with the Virgo energy as a challenge, you might annihilate this person. 5 of Coins. With your words, with your coldness. And you have a choice, right? You can either just completely not respond when they're trying to contact you, or hear them out, not say anything, or if you do want to say something, you have a choice of being hurtful or being still speaking your truth, but in a way that is more balanced. Okay? And I say that because this person's coming up very, very vulnerable to begin with. And you don't really want to be unnecessarily hurtful, because that's not really fair or warranted. Okay, so just putting that out there, okay? For others of you, maybe you have a tendency to people please, and maybe you have been trying to please a father figure, a male figure in your life. Maybe they have been pushing you towards something else, and you've been telling them, I'm okay where I am, and they're like, no, go there, do this is better for you. And while they mean well, it does put a lot of pressure on you. It puts you in a place of instability, because you're not sure what's going to happen. So you might need to have a conversation to say, thank you, I really appreciate your support, I really appreciate you thinking of me and wanting the best for me. However, I'm content where I am. Yes, well, that could be something bigger. I'm actually quite at peace and in balance where I am. I have all my needs met with the Nine of Coins and the Temperance energy. And I just want to give this my best. Give it my best, make the best of it. I'm also seeing something like that. Curiouser and curiouser, discovery, inquiry, weirdness, curiosity. It almost feels like you just want to settle down. You just want to settle down in your energy, settle down into a new place, settle down into this new job, settle down into this new environment. And there's something external, either someone pushing you to something different, bigger, better. And it might be, but it's down to you if you really want to go for that or not. Or it's someone trying to come back in and you're afraid of upsetting the balance that you've struck for yourself. But whatever this is for you, the bottom line, Pisces, is that what you've been trying to manifest is coming in the form of a partnership. It's beautiful, it's balanced, it's genuine. Be mindful how you treat that, okay? Because depending on what this is for you and the source of where that's coming from, you might have a tendency to people please, and you're going to stay in this place of stress, uncertainty, because whatever this other thing is, it needs a lot more time. Or you'll be overly critical and a little bit hurtful because you're too cold. Or you know, the other choice you have is to decide, you know what, I will decide what my balance is. I'll cut this, I'll cut that. I no longer want this, I no longer want that. I'm grateful for this. This is great. I'm going all in this situation. Does that make sense? You've got some choices to make. You got some choices to make. So I will leave that with you. Let me know what you're dealing with and if the reading makes sense to you, if it resonates with you. I hope that it helps you, okay? And I'm looking forward to seeing your comments. But I hope you have an amazing week. Thank you for joining me, and stay tuned for the Valentine's reading and anything else that I'll decide to film, okay? So I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.